has to be, yeah, looking right at Bird. He's just walking. He should rush himself to the North Strike. Then the fielder is going to throw, so he's still want to be in a good position to back up.
PUBG Mobile World Invitationals, powered by Gamers Without Borders and brought to you by OnePlus, the official smartphone provider, Nemo TV, the official streaming platform, and STC, the official Playout sponsor. And that means, as you hear my voice again, the second match is done, and we are going to start to break things down with myself, Jason Kaplan, Blake, and Blah, to talk everything that has happened in this last game, and what a game it has been as well. DRS Gaming, Nepal coming out on top in their first match overall in this event. Great to see them come out with flying colors here, Blake.
100% DRS played that really nicely. I think once you have that north side of the road as well, you can start to play it out much easier. But on top of that, they defended a fair few teams that are trying to gun for that position. I mean, being able to stay in control of Valdez on that eastern side whilst pushing back your boys from DS, the South Korean team there, it was really, really well played, honestly. Those last moments were a little bit shaky, but that was more a testament to the fact that, you know, DS, they're actually a damn good team, Blah.
Oh, they are, for sure, and I'm just super excited to see these teams from Philippines, from South Korea, where you look at the other names who are playing this tournament, and you're like, okay, these guys can potentially show up, but the fact that they're going all out, guns a-blazing in the very beginning itself, I feel it's just super fun.
Yeah, I think for me, though, it's about that consistency. As Maxman would probably angrily hate me saying, consistency is key when it comes to events like this. Even it is 20 matches, which is kind of seen as a shorter form tournament. It's still a lot of matches to be played in total, so can you continue to be consistent as ever to take home the $250,000 for the charity of your choice? But let's take a look, though, at the leaderboards from this last match. Similar points, all these teams did score for themselves. Here's the DRS Gaming taking on the Chicken Dinner. There's still quite a few teams in there that did take home a hefty amount of points, and DS Gaming is going to be another one of those here, Blank, but 21 in total.
21 is a big point score there, and I mean DS, they had to fight through thick and thin to get to where they actually ended up in that circle. It wasn't easy for them, but they made it happen regardless.
Come in 3 different flavors: the lemon fresh, the almond milk, and the last one is the rose fresh. So please remember to stay safe, wash hands.
RS coming down being very strong here from Thailand, so really good stuff from them. Bigatron, they dropped down to 7-11. It wasn't just another walk in the park or walk in the supermarket here. 5 points coming away, so just a cheeky meal deal for them.
You can tell you're not from the US if you think 7-Eleven is a supermarket. Let's take a look at the teams here really quickly. Yeah, you need to not be there. You see Blacklist International, who took from the Chicken Dinner from the first time, come out with 2 points. I'm sorry, Bless. I don't want to dive too much into this because I'm already hearing the game is ready, but we have some stuff we want to get done before we get into this next match. So we're going to go straight from here to now talking about DRS and taking a look at their player stats, because you wanted to talk about this team in particular. And
Will champion.
Watching them back at the PUBG Mobile Club Finals.
And you were there
too, if I not for that one. So we got to see this team step up here, and Nima again at the very end, closing things out from the one-on-one.
I mean, it did get a little hectic at the end over there, but they were able to get the win. And the thing with DRS Gaming are, they are, unlike a lot of the counterparts from South Asia, they don't really like taking fights. Look at IA, look at Zeus, they're willing to take the fight with anyone. And DRS is sort of team who's just going to happily brave it through, come on in very late. And if they get a good spot like they did on the map of Sandhawk, they're just going to hold on to it, they're going to cling on to it and make life very miserable. So it's not going to be a very high fragging team overall, but they just played in a very, very safe manner, which sometimes can come bite them in the butt because they still need to get those kill points. One day.
Swayed the game.
How does it?
next was Barbara Azam, who was really the key to Zimbabwe winning this match. This stage really was over.
Pakistan and Mumbai ke liye hai this astan.
Cut away straight to the man. So Zimbabwe keeping things nice and tight here. His first 3 overs.
Again.
It would be a hell of a good start if they were to continue on that kind of hot streak of being in the top 3. I would like to see a chicken dinner being secured for them.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure once they keep continuing, that will be broken for them. Another team I've been also very impressed with is Yala Esports. Now, again, it's been a while since we've seen them in a global tournament at a global stage, and it worried me, but I really shouldn't be, because the Middle Eastern region as a whole has grown so much over the last 6+ months, with lots of competitions, and we've seen it back in the EMEA Championship, right? So for Yala to be doing good, I really shouldn't be surprised, because it's obvious that they've stepped up their game within their own region, as well as the other teams within the region who have already competed at the global stage. So Yala, very, very happy to see you up there with strong results.
To emphasize actually what you're saying, look at the top right of your screen, currently the top players. Ida is currently the top player with 1,133 damage, I believe it was right there, with 7 kills total coming his way. So not only are they doing good on the team-wide scale, they're also doing good on an individual level, especially with Ida getting that clutch play in the first game on the Wrangle, and able to make things a lot easier for his team on that game on Sanok. But I like it actually, all the top players, I don't know if you saw there, top players, they're all from different teams, all from different countries, which is great. Normally we'd see tournaments like this, it would be, 3 players of Zeus or 3 players of BTR. No, it's all different, and I love to see that.
No ball call. Now we had this problem, Sikandar, in the test match. A lot of no balls.
I'd also love to see this. They're playing bumping cards right now. Music Scarlet.
Well, with this phase 1 that has popped up and it's gone towards that typical southwestern side of the map, a little bit more west of their normal drop spot, so they're already well positioned inside this phase 1 circle. Myth are going to go down to Primorsk, loot up, and then take up the coastline of the western side of the map, lead to the west of Gatka area. Zeus are going to have South George lootable to themselves, and they'll probably go to Everest, is what I would... starting to get a lot of information towards Gatka from Everest for Zeus, and coming into phase 2 they have a lot of space to pre-position for themselves. So Zeus, I recommend will go to Everest.
If you want to try and get information of what's happening inside of Gatka itself, that would be, if you want to do so, I would say even stay there until you see phase 2, because you see a lot of circles like this. It is around the position of Gatka, and position in that entire circle becomes Everest. So if you want to stay there for the long period of time and wait for phase 2 or even phase 3 before you start moving away with the information gathered, I think that would be an okay course of action for Zeus to take. There are other teams that are good position in the circle, is Geek Fan, widespread inside of Gatka. That is something that we see happen a lot during that. I think so one of the most famous strats to do when you drop in Gatka fields, as long as he has a and if a team tries to contest you, you regroup.
Oh yeah, that's what Nasser, Yala, BTR, DS, all kind of some either edge or outside the circle. And that's where the Xavier, who dropped the Pachinki, need to be a little bit aware that if they don't disengage away from that city early enough, they could have 2, 3, 4 teams around them.
Well, the gap this time. Backward point area. 3 men after it. 1 skewing up.
So I would like to see them, even if they send 1 player up to bring in towards the end of phase 1, either way.
They're going to have to make things work out for themselves. Going to be seen I8 trying to cross over that bridge.
Like
there was not reject, there was not A1. So, and yes, a lot earlier too, as you said. And then circle 2, there's no inherent save, and it's just going to be going forward. If no one's defending, you're going to push. That's how you do it, and it's been working out fine for them so far.
I worry that they're stopping midway. Maybe they're just getting information out of all crossing forward. A1 are a little bit familiar with Teams might be a little bit familiar with how Pathfinder way through from the military island. But I worry because they're going quite deep into this. Phase 1 circle without any information at all. They could get caught out by reject, but because they're doing it early enough, teams like reject aren't in any way solidified positionally in this circle, so it's working out for IA for the time being.
Working okay, gotta be careful, Duello still inside of Fairy Pier. It seems like
how are you going to play this one? You're way too far away from the rest of your team. You've got players from the north
how are you going to play this one? You're way too far away from the rest of your team. You've got players coming up north and even to the west of his current location.
He's not interested in taking the
Duello
fight.
maybe
He wants to be able
chase him
to
down.
find a compound or a good
He's
spot.
not interested in taking the fight, very clearly. He wants to be able to find a compound or a good spot, clear up that position and have his team roll into that position. That's the game plan that UZM is currently doing, but it's serving also as a sacrificial land because you are getting into the unknown right, Imperium, and because of that, it could go against you, but seems like, despite being spotted away by Reach,
You definitely don't want to be giving him what's outside the off stuff, Naeem. Wonderful.
Naeem is up below myself.
The Bangladesh get going. 4 overs gone, 23 for no.
They do have GUI that start to loop more by Watertown, so thinking forward, coming into the end of phase 1. The Xavier did do what I suggested, which is move out of Pachiki very early, and they've gone quite deep into
Job with. Comes into the attack.
phase 1 by the chopsticks area, opted for more of a hill tour to the south of Observatory Tower, down south of Gaka. So I find that a little bit interesting.
Actually, that was exactly what I was going to mention. You've got to be careful. That's a great bro. You've got to be careful. Really good position for Geek Fan because I think they're trying to read and look into the future a little bit and thinking, you got a lot of water to the western side and also the south, so he's potentially, the entire team. I expect maybe the circle to center up, go up north, or maybe even to the east away from some kind of landscape of water. And if you go to the west of Gat, into the center circle as to what's happening, so if you have to go from east to from west to east, it's a lot easier than going from east to west because you've got to go uphill. So because of that, the information game and further rotation potential, I think there's a big brain play from Geek Fam if they, of course, if they execute it properly right.
Exactly. It's all about the execution. You can have the most expensive luxury how to cook those ingredients. You're not really going to have good food, right?
Why are you talking about me like that? Why you got to be like that? Like, was it that bad when I cooked you some pancakes, man? Was it? Come on, it's not cool. Not cool, man.
Man, the horror. Oh god. Anyway, just have to clear my throat a little bit. But phase 2 has popped up. It got centered quite slightly, not quite nicely, gone up north, and that puts Geek Fam.
That's well bowled. Quick single to the bowler's end. There you go again. Luke Zongwe standing in between the stumps and the thrower. These are small things that they need to understand. And eventually got the ball. Now the fielder is aiming to hit the non-striker's end. And you come in between and catch it. So basically, either he runs back to the back behind the stumps or just gets out of the way. Have a look at that, dude. Why would you do that? The only indication for me is the fact that the scene
product of the fact that they were already on the east, so that they were threatened with caution. So A1's edge of circle rotation, a little bit more surprising, but I do like it indeed. Fight is going to break out between these two teams, though. Damus is looking to reposition. Going up with the rest of his team as Loka is locked down, so yeah.
has been very good for the Bangladesh.
Will be most likely down that compound that's outside of Headshot Hills. But Valdez are already there, and they could be putting Yellow under even more pressure, Max.
Of derbies happening on this game of Wrangle, interestingly so. Everyone trying to move forward. Concept will just go and squeeze right in between NASA and also Yala, and there you go. That's one first casualty in this derby race. Bandar will be sent to the afterlife, and NASA's seeing this compound down below. Do they intend to go for the crash onto Yala? Seem like they're just going to be going further, not interested in going for the breach just yet. But now it seems like teams have somewhat solidified decent positions. Valdez looking to play from Headshot Valley and maybe get himself a few opportunities onto Yala. But so far, nothing of value has really happened so for now, just now.
Are you sure now?
I think so. I think I got it at the end. I think I'm fine.
Proud of you, man.
Cheers, man.
Proud of you, man. Really good clap for Max for getting his words out. Well, Zeus have a really solid 2-1-1 split. Like, this is the epitome of what Zeus do, right? They have such confidence in their ability to control areas as one player alone that they create such a huge bubble around them. Sometimes it can go away from them, right? It kind of didn't last game when Crypto got an initial kill onto Zeus, right? And that really didn't help them come into late stages of the game. And that can be the hit and miss factor that Blair brought up at the start of the broadcast. But for the most part, the fact that they carry themselves with such confidence in the end should pay off in the long run for Zeus.
Hopefully it will be the case for them, but Blacklist International, another team that we were hoping to see some good things coming out from them, and they have impressed us so far, especially in that first game. They are good for Everest as of right now. They saw this potentially moving out, or maybe not, they just went for the position because they understand the value of such a spot, and they instantly take control. That's a lot of information coming their way. Navi already moving down from Northern Control. They're going to have the clash happening maybe with Zeus. But the circle's going to shift, and when you have a circle like this, Ingaka Fields, wherever it goes, you can have a big migration of teams.
If you're not in a good spot,
if you're not in a good spot and you have to fight for compound, it could get tricky, and it goes right on top of the fight going on between Na'Vi and Zeus. As Na'Vi, they're taking control, they're decimating one by one the entirety of Zeus. Now only Goblet is going to be up and ready to go. IC can still give some information as he's down on the side, but there's nothing you can do, there is no escape. And Na'Vi, as Blank said, is all they die early and get 0 points, or they win the game and it's 35. This is looking so far like a 35 pointer.
It's the same with Zeus, it's the same with Zeus, right? It's like, and I feel bad because I beat them up with that position, but when they lost a player on that radio, Tower Square, they shouldn't have pushed that, right? Because Navi were all already closer to them. They already had much better control of body advantage. You are literally putting yourself in a position where you are going to be squad up, and you are going to be squad up. And it's exactly what happened to Zeus. They should have just cut their losses at that point in the game. But at the end of the day, it opens up control for Navi to hold on inside this phase 3. Geek Fam are going to be down south, but Fnatic Zombies does wipe out one of the BTR players.
Not going to have to come back to life this time if no one goes down, so they'll be able to take themselves one extra kill for the likes of BTR. Still have to move forward, though, got to be careful. A1 are pushing down south, and they might have a little bit of a skirmish happening between the two teams. Reject also complete. I love this rotation from Reject. If we could see the minimap at some point later on, you will see what I'm talking about. They went for the wide rotation, Malfoy pit all over to the western coastline. They avoided every single fight they could have ever imagined, and then circled. I mean, that's great. If it works, man, I have no issues. This is a great rotation. Rotate from Reject.
Quite calculated. Very clever. Quite calculated. Benefited by the fact the team that won the last game in Sana with some fantastic rotations up in the north. They're doing something similar. They're on towards that northwestern side of the circle. Yala. Yala. Taking a couple of shots in their directions there. Trying to set themselves into a strong position coming into
already start setting himself up for rotate. I think that would be really strong. But Myth, and you talked about Myth being a little bit too slow on their rotation. they are going to struggle the most. I think they're going to suffer the most so further away from where they currently are. They're currently in the south. Up northeast is going to be IA. It's going to be also A1 over to the southeast, and over to the east you also have zombies. So yeah, completely surrounded by teams, and they need to try and set themselves up now. But then it's still not. That is such a hard rotate, and I cannot imagine Myth actually putting it off without losing 1 or 2 players minimum. Oh wow, okay.
Centralization in phase 4 around the field that Navi holds onto. You either crash or you stay on the edge. A lot of these teams are going to be playing on the truck of madness by the side of the road. Last player, BTR, is going to have DRS. Sorry, DF. Should I say Yala need wiped out.
Out in 15-4. The player out is still up as a 3-man, but even then, this is not easy for them to hold on. Actually, no, down to a 2-man now, as they're in the compound down below. But Valdez, you saw exactly where they went. If you want to crash in a 4v2, all the strength to you. I would personally do that myself. I advocate for it. It's only a 20-game tournament. Every kill will count, and it might make the difference at the very end after the 20 games are done and dusted.
Yeah, but it also makes me think, why didn't Blacklist stay on Everest, realizing that a team might have been wrapping around him, right? The circle shifts away for you. It's phase 4, edge of circle situation. You're better off actually being outside the circle, which means there's a higher chance you can pick a team off, and you're avoiding all the commotion on your entryway in up until the next phase hits up. DS have really gotten a stranglehold over to Xavier and Yala inside this eastern side of the circle. Really good play for the South Korean side.
Well, luckily enough, not going to be spotted by Matthew Ninja just yet, but Matthew Ninja is going to be spotted away. Nima with a DD28. Actually, this is a great weapon. Oh, he's just there you go. That's done. That was what, 5 seconds, and boom, the entirety of A1 Esports get completely obliterated and destroyed by the entirety of DRS. So really good play. Unfortunately, A1 delayed that rotation. They tried to go for a sneaky rotate just like Reject. Unfortunately for them, it didn't quite work out. As there we go, we said it. We want to see Valdez go for the aggressive play and take down Blacklist International. That's exactly what they do, as they still remain as a 4-man crew with 6 kills to their name. They are absolutely popping off on this 3rd game of the day.
Like, Valdez have gotten 14 kills between 2 games so far, and they're already on 6. That's 20 kills in 3 games. That average is insane at the start of strong aggression and each coming on through, but we are getting into the latter part of phase 4. You can see most of the teams, they are covering the square.
And they show no intention of moving away from this spot any. Time soon. The only time they're going to be able to move them away is always sneak your way forward, and seem like DRS instantly put down on his knees by a great shot maturely. You do not want to push this any further, because if you have to move into the circle, you might not go any longer, depending on where it goes.
Fortunately, bad timing, I feel, on the engagement from Sarah, as the circle has shifted up north in favor of DRS and Reject. But whoever comes out on top of this one could be in the top 3 of the whole game. It gives a lot of open area for Valdez to wrap around and hold on and control the northern side of the circle, which has been the case. But it's all the teams down south that have it all to play for, right? You're talking about IA, DS, Yala, Fnatic Zombies, Nasser, Mythic. There's very little cover inside the south side for all of these teams to control.
Put this into perspective, we currently have only 14 out of 12 inside the circle. That's a 3rd ratio. All the other teams all going to have to fight for a good position, or lose a lot of players in the process of that rotation actually unfolding.
Exactly.
This is not an easy one. This is the tipping point of where things are going to go bad for a lot of the teams that are unfortunately not already into the circle itself, and we'll have to see how things could work out. Geek Fam could be one of the team, and we said it, right? They went for the high ground position very early. It could create a big advantage as Reject go for the engage onto DRS. They clear out one hay bale. There's one more to go, and if you do so, you're literally going to be fully uncontested onto the northern western side of the circle. You will be the king of the fields as AJ tries to get a little bit wider and gets mowed down by the opposition. The Japanese team of Reject on absolute fire this game, Imperium.
Really good from Reject. They had to create a controlling start. Sarah got the first knock earlier on. They had to take advantage of that. They breach it in. Mythic now on towards the western side. Fnatic Zombies driving in. IA running and gunning as Navi are getting breached inside the radio tower.
This is the YOLO moment we were talking about. This is the tipping point. You have to take the fight, or otherwise you will get nothing out of this one. Navi, though, still with the high ground position, they are trying to make sure you do not get any closer to their spot. And now IA going for that play. They're getting actually backstabbed by the zombies right behind them, struggling a fair bit. And the Fnatic Zombies, they're looking at an opportunity to get as many kills as possible, but they're also possibly going to be mowed down by Na'Vi on the high ground spot. And we're talking about that IA losing almost everyone except Revers, I believe it is, and they are just getting naded down like it's absolute nothing. This is looking like a mini red zone concentrated on their current location, but Na'Vi's got to be careful. This is a hilltop position. You're still opportunistically going to be taken down by teams around you, and so far Myth and Geek Fam are taking that chance to ruin the opportunity of Na'Vi of being on top this game.
Xavier and DS still fighting. Once again, Rabiz is stepping up. Lapis does get Kitsune on the sidelines as Frankie on the ZZP really good from the Xavier. I thought DS Gaming had the better of them, but it seems like the Xavier are going to come out on top. Very nice job by the Xavier.
Okay, that circle is huge for Reject. You've got to be careful. Still got widespread duo, especially being really close to Myth. It could work out for them, but man, this fight is so confusing. You have 4 teams literally right on top of each another almost, and they are all in nade range, but I think that so many came out already. There's no more nades to go for. There's no more nades to use, so you have to go for the shots yourself. Na'Vi, though, despite having so many players knocked, they got back up as a 4-man crew, and that will be enough to take down the opposition of IA, as they are the first team to go down in this 4-way skirmish.
Oh my
Na'Vi, they'll get into the cars. They want to move away, but another mini red zone drops right on top of their head. That's 3 down. Kitsune is going to be having to take that 5 versus Xavier as they get completely shut down, and Na'Vi will be out in 7th. Xavier, out of nowhere, picked up 9 kills. That's huge.
Good morning, Vietnam. Insane from the Xavier. Opportunistically pulled out. The fact that they were able to take out DS Gaming meant that they were able to then focus on Navi. And Navi weren't aware. They tried to disengage and they paid the price for. Fnatic Zombies go down. Finally, 5 teams, 18 players left in the open field finish of a wrangle.
Lamborghini sees a car of another brand and he's not happy, so he's going to mow that one down and slow down the attempt of Geek Fam to actually get into the circle itself. But they got to get through that field. They're going to do that with the smokes right now, and they are pushing very close to Myth, and Myth has been a relatively passive team this game, I would say, Imperium. So in terms of nades, they must have an insane amount to deal with, and that would make that fight so easy versus Geek Fam that has been somewhat struggling to get in that spot in the first place.
Aldous, though. Martin staying on the outside of the circle. Shots are being fired up. The Xavier has 1 knockdown, but 2 are now starting to breach in. Lamborghini and Frankie together. If they can squeeze out Martin and get that knock and a kill onto Martin, that will at least give an opening for a revive onto Rabbits. But until that happens, Martin is just going to continue to pressurize and allow the rest of the team to push maybe a little bit more heavily onto the Xavier.
How are Valor's doing it? This is another top 5 game. Back to back to back. And they are maybe going to be turning it into another top 3. And if they can, I mean, you said it earlier, right? Can we see them actually find closer to a game and get themselves a win? If they do so, they'll be creating such a huge lead in the very first day that it'll be really hard to surpass it in day 2, 3, or 4. So other teams around them got to be careful and pay attention that if this team starts running with the lead now, it's going to be really hard to close off that gap afterwards. That's a great shot coming out from QB, but be careful, you're also in range of Myth. He's going to trade some utility back and forth, but the circle's about to shift, and that's going to be the deciding factor of this game, as Snipes has the perfect angle underneath that car, and he gets himself Rio down on his knees, and he's trying to shut down the entirety of Myth. Goes for the spray here, switches over to the M4, taking a lot of damage in the process in the Bloom shot. He's got to switch weapon, but the rest of Geek Fam is there to assist him, and Myth are getting completely overwhelmed. as only Farah is going to be up and ready to go, but unfortunately has no good spot to fight from.
Like, that was beautiful from Geek Fam, right? Snipes led the way, and then when he started to take a bit of damage, he stepped back, and the rest of the team followed suit, right? Trading the damage and just suppressing your opponents beautifully. Baroque can go nowhere as the circle shifts towards Valdez. This is incredible.
Still have a player that's currently a little bit further out. Not sure who it is exactly, but he's trying to make sure he gets rid of the Xavier. I think it might be Martin, yeah, trying to get rid of the Xavier. They're trying to sneak forward. Luckily they got a rock to play from, so that could create a little bit of an advantage, but great use of utility. And as you said, Martin is indeed going to be the one trying to be the thorn in the side of the Xavier. Team Myth will be eliminated of this one, so now only 14 remain. The Xavier 10 kills out of nowhere after that last fight was Na'Vi. Now they're looking to try and take more and more control. Lamborghini on the forefront, Frankie ready to join up too, while leaving Rabbids on the more back end of things to maybe be that insurance for the team. The smokes dissipate, and now it's anybody's game.
Reject. The Japanese team got 1 kill in game 1. Game 2, they did pick it up, grabbing 3 kills, and in this game, they're looking good in the top 4 with 6 kills. Have been very strong on their rotation on the west. But now can they deal with the might of the Malaysian geek? As their shots are being fired up.
So close. Oh, that was such a close spray. A little bit more to the left and that would have been a knocked on Duello. Dustin utility. They connects. Duello down to 50%. Geek Fam still has a 4-man and they are trying to take 2 fights at the exact same time versus Reject and also Xavier. It's actually working out significantly well. Frankie's knocked down first. Duello will be the next one to follow up. Geek Fam are doing God's work on this game, Imperium.
Controlling the south.
Smokes
controlling north.
Oh, that's the run up. That's the bind going for it with UMP. Not off Bellets, though. You've got to pre-fire, but you've got to be careful when you pre-fire with such a weapon. And he's going to be taken out instantly. Reject out in now 4. 3 teams yet remain. And Valdez is once again get a top 3 back to back to back, making the unthinkable possible in this World Invitational.
They have a full squad. It's all theirs. It's theirs for lose.
Perfect game. There's no escape. Literally nothing you can do unless you get one clutch nade or molly to push them out of the hay bale, then maybe things can work out. Here he's going to be spotted away. Great spray from Snipes. And he's instantly going for the kill. He has the eyes on the prize, Imperium. He wants to get as many points as possible. Now down to 3. Will that be enough for Valdez to get the win? We'll have to see.
And the revive was played out onto QB. So now, Geek have a full squad. Valdez are down to 3. The Xavier is left to 1. And look at Frankie, he's crawling around. He's looking for information. Let's see if Rabbids can do something with that info.
Yeah, that's a good thing when you're playing in these field finishes. That nade way too close for comfort. I think they just redone his hair for a quick second. But Frankie will be confirmed out by QB. 8 kills over to Geek Fam 2. Seemed like that reposition we talked about, getting the information on the high ground was so important for them to get in this spot in the first place. And now they're sneaking. And you've got to keep in mind, Imperium, there's a little bit of an overhang in those gunfights versus Valdez and ICA still off kills, and especially being in the third S10 position point coming your way, so still struggling to hold on to the edge, and now getting completely surrounded by foes. Geek Fam taking the most control. 6 is going to be still up and ready to go, but he's the last player remaining, and he loses his life in the process, as that's going to be the game lost for Valdez the Murder, and that will be Geek Fam taking himself the game over here on game number 3 on Orangle. What a game indeed, and the information game, Imperium, is the name of the game for them, and that is what rewarding them with the win at the very end.
So well controlled for Geek Fam. They did really deserve that chicken dinner. That is one thing to be said. They did deserve that chicken.